Hello internet friends, welcome to Whatever Happened to James Bond, the role-playing game. Now this was a game that was released back in 1983 and has since disappeared. Luckily I still have a copy of it. I actually got the entire set for pretty cheap back in 94 maybe? I don't think that the store that sold it to me knew quite what they had. But whatever, I don't feel bad for them. So we're going to talk just a few things about this game. First, we're going to talk a little bit about what really made it fun. Second, what unique things that the James Bond game did. And third, what happened to the James Bond game. Well, first, some of the most fun things about this game, I really have to say, is the chase scene mechanics. They had this kind of way of doing the initiative where you bid for winning initiative. So it's if you're willing to roll on a harder difficulty, you can go first. Really made it interesting. Also, the whole story idea. This was a popular game. Don't get me wrong. James Bond was a very popular game. It sold over 100,000 copies. You know, in the early 80s when it came out, the only game out there really was Dungeons and Dragons. That was too big. So here James Bond came out, spies stuff, very cool. A lot of people bought the game. The thing that really made it unique, though, it was probably the first game to really use a hero point system that almost every game uses now. Now, I know you're probably going to have somebody research, put in the comments, some other game that uses some hero point system. But this was the first really popular mainstream game to do it. And they had something called survival points for the bad guys. If you've ever seen Moonraker, you remember Jaws, like taking hit after hit and surviving like a crash from orbit and all this ridiculous stuff. Well, the bad guys would have survival points, so if you killed one, he just used it as a survival point and he survived and you had to kill him again, which is exactly kind of how it is in the James Bond games. So that was a really interesting thing. But what happened to this game? If it was so popular, if it was doing so well, what happened to it? Well, Victory Games, as you can see on here, owned the game. They owned James Bond 007 role-playing game. And Avalon Hill bought Victory, and Avalon Hill was unable to acquire the rights to James Bond. I know that sounds strange, a very popular game. You'd think that they would have been able to work things out, but they weren't. So somewhere in a boardroom and a meeting where they wouldn't see eye to eye, that game died. I think that's really sad, but hey, if you still pick up the game on eBay. There's a little bit of information out there for it, but not a whole lot. When they were the last printing, this was actually the 1983 printing, so this is first edition that I got my hands on. But the last printing in 1987, I think it was, you can still get if you look on eBay and things like that. So a really fun game. It doesn't really hold a candle to some of the other games out there now, but certainly worth checking out, or at least just using survival points for bad guys in your games. And that's all I had for James Bond. I hope you guys are out there having a great time with your games. We'll see you next time on Whatever Happened to. Congratulations for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed James Bond 007's Whatever Happened to video. If you did, please hit that like button to help support me. And if you don't want to miss any more in this series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified whenever I release a video. Also, if you've played this game, I'd love to hear about what your experience has been. Put something in the notes. So just remember, a good game group always trumps a good game. So make sure you're playing with your friends. Keep on rolling.